Yes, good morning, Dr. Gordes. And sa ating lesson today, we're going to continue ating lesson sa special topics in financial management. So, as you recall, last meeting we did talk about the computation of simple interest. Okay naman, we're going to discuss the compound interest. So I will move my slide. Okay, so yung title natin na Lesson 5, Compound Interest. So once again, I'm Dr. Cortez. And before we start, pwedeng pa-subscribe sa aking munting channel. And thank you in advance, guys. Alright. So balikan ko lang yung ating pinag-usapan last time. Part din to ng time value of money. Idea dito, once again, yung pera ngayon ay ibang value sometimes in the future, or yung pera 5 years ago ay different sa value ng pera natin ngayon. Kasi nagbabago yung value ng pera natin because of inflation. So your dollar now is more than your dollar tomorrow. Kasi as time goes by, nagpapalit yung value ng pera because of inflation. Sabihin, pag gumamit ka ng 100 pesos ngayon na pambili ng food, for example, 5 years from now, hindi na mo kayang gamitin yung 100 pesos. Maybe we'll be using 150 or 200 pesos 5 years from now. Kasi nagbabago yung value ng pera. Okay? So, we call that the effect of inflation sa value ng pera natin. So, ito yung ating pinag-aralan last time, the simple interest. So, balikan lang natin, pag sinabing interest, it's either you receive the interest or you pay the interest. Pag ikaw nangutang, you are paying interest, that is interest expense. Now, pag ikaw nagpautang, you are earning an interest, and that is your interest income. Yan. So basically, pag sinabing interest, ito yung a certain amount of the principal na babayaran mo in addition to the principal. Pag nangutang ka sa bangko ng 1,000, so meron siyang portion doon, let's say 5% or 10% na babayaran mo dun sa bangko. And that is what we call the interest expense. Yan. So pwede siyang nangutang ka, so meron kang babayaran, or ikaw nagpautang, so earn ang interest. So we computed last time pag sinabi interest, very simple ang ating computation. Interest is equal to principal times the rate and multiplied by the times. Sabihin, pag nangutang ka ng 10,000, ang interest rate is 5% bawat taon, tapos 3 taon mo siyang inutang, so that is 10,000 multiplied by 3% and multiplied by 3 years. So kung ilang percent ng interest, multiply mo doon, then kung ilang taon, i-multiply mo rin doon. That was very simple. Tinawag natin isang simple interest. Now, ngayong araw na to, we're going to talk another type of interest, yung compound interest. Medyo complicated siya, kaya nga tinatawag natin sa compound interest. Okay, so ganun din, pag nagpautang, meron kang interest income. Pag umutang, meron kang interest expense. So basically, pag sinabi natin compound interest, interest paid or earned on any previous interest earned as well as on the principal borrowed. So pag nangutang ka, ng certain amount of money. Tapos yung interest na ma-earn doon, idadagdag doon sa principal. Okay? To get the new principal. So habang tumatagal, no, yung principal ay tumataas. Kasi yung interest na na-earn doon ay dadagdag natin sa principal. Ito na tinatawag natin isang compound. Dadagdagan yung principal. Habang tumatagal, no, yung interest na ako-compute doon ay tumataas. Kasi nga yung principal ay tumataas. So, that is beneficial pag ikaw nagpapautang. Pero pag ikaw yung umuutang, so malaki, habang tumatagal, yung interest na binabayaran mo ay tumalaki. And so, pag magpautang ka, compound interest gamitin mo. But ngayon guys, ang ginagamit talaga yun is, example, you will be borrowing from the bank. Compound interest ang kanilang ginagamit. Sorry. Okay, so to continue, ito yung definition natin ng compound interest. It comes from Investopedia na definition. The interest on a loan or deposit calculated based on both the initial principal and the accumulated interest from previous period. Example, nangutang kang 10,000. Ang interest niyan ay 5%. So 10,000 times 5%, that is 500 pesos. Ano no? 10,000, yes, that is 500 pesos. Yung 500 ay dadagdag mo sa 10,000 to compute the new interest. Example, 5 taon kang uutangin, bawat taon ay 10%, ay 5% bawat taon. 5 years, tapos bawat taon ay 5%. Then 10,000 yung utangin mo. Taon ng taon, 10,000 times 5%, that is 500. Sa susunod na taon, yung 500 na interest na compute sa first year ay dadagdag sa 10,000. Magiging 10,500 multiplied by 5%. So ano napansin nyo? Yung principal ay habang tumatagal, dadagdagan nung interest na compute mo ng previous period or previous year, previous month, or previous quarter. Yan, no? That is the basic from definition of compound interest from Investopedia. And we're going to, we're going to discuss in details para maintindihan, no? Yung pag-compute ng ating compound interest. So, let's move on. Ito ay simple illustration na pinapakita na habang tumatagal ay mas mataas ang interest na na-earn sa compound kaysa simple interest. Okay? So parang 1,000, no? 1,000 ang dineposit mo sa bangko. Okay? Tapos 30 years ang tatakbo. So time deposit, no? 30 years sa bangko, time deposit, patagal. Okay? I-compare natin simple interest tapos compound interest. So we have 3 types of interest dito. 10% simple, then 7% compound interest, and 10% compound interest. Okay? 1, 2, 3. So compare natin. Kung sino sa tatlo ang mas beneficial para sa'yo. Saan dyan ang magbibigay sa'yo ng pinakamataas na interest sa bangko, no? Yung deposit mo sa bangko. Sa unang taon, first year pa, no? Sa unang taon, yung tatlong interest, the 3 types of interest will give you the same amount of interest. Okay, pantay, no? You know, first year, lahat ay pantay. Ibig sabihin, pare-parang interest na ma-earn mo sa tatlong klase ng interest dun sa bangko. Right? Now, sa mga unang taon, pagkakapareho pa no? Hindi mo pa mapapansin yung laman ng 10% compound interest doon sa dalawa pang klase ng interest. But, on the 10th year, ito tayo. Mapapansin mo, no, na yung 10% compound interest habang tumatagal ay mas lumalaki ang kanyang interest na na-earn. Take note guys, ito ay pera mo sa bangko. Nag-earn siya ng interest. Habang tumatagal, yung compound interest at 10% ay mas magbibigay siya sa'yo ng mas malaki na interest income. Ilalo pag naka 20 years ka na, ayan, 20 years na. So, very visible na yung lamang ng 10% compound interest. And ultimately, hanggang 30th year, halos kalahati na yung lampas sa kalahati. Yung simple interest, ito lang, oh. Right? So, yung pera mo, kunti lang na earn ng interest. Naka 30 years ka na, kunti pa lang yung interest na earn mo. Pero yung compound, pag ino-compound mo siya, ang laki ng lamang. Can we say quadruple? Pwede, no? 4 na doble yung lamang ng 10% compound interest dun sa simple interest. Kaya mas magandang gamitin yung no? Yung compound. Okay. So, maglatag tayo ng mga illustration. Firstly, yung definition natin once again ng some terminology na gagamitin natin. The first one, the present value. Ito yung current starting amount. Ito yung dineposit mo sa bangko. Pwedeng ito yung dineposit mo sa bangko or pwedeng ito yung inutang mo sa bangko. Kasi pwedeng interest income and interest expense. Or, the present value is the amount of money you have in your hand at the present time. Ayan, meron kang 10,000 ngayon. And probably you're going to invest the 10,000. So it will earn interest. Pag sinabing future value or the FV, this is your ending amount at a point in time in the future. Yung 10,000 mo kanina, in-invest mo sa bangko sa loob ng 10 years. No? So after 10 years, magkano ang value ng 10,000 mo? Lumalaki siyempre. No? And tinatawag natin the future value of your 10,000. Then para future value, generally, it should be bigger than your present value kasi in-invest mo nga eh. And over time, it is earning interest. Right? Yung pinakita natin, di ba? And over time, over 30 years, yung pera mo ay nag-earn ng interest. So ito yung future value after 30. Ito yung present value na dineposit mo. Yan yung 1,000. After 30 years, magkano na kaya amount ng 1,000 mo? Kikita natin dito, no? 17,000. 1,000 ang present value after 30 years, 17,000 na siya. So parang dito siya, 7,000 or 16. Ito yung future value na tinatawag natin. Okay, now, pag sinabi ng the number of periods, it is represented by N. So this is the timeline for your investment or debt. It is usually measured in years, but it could be in any scale of time such as quarterly, monthly, or even daily. So, ilang period? Pwedeng taon. Pwedeng 10 taon, no? Pwedeng quarterly. Pwedeng 3 quarters. Pag sinabing quarterly, every 3 months, diba? So, sa loob ng 1 taon, meron tayong 4 na quarters. So, every quarter, pwedeng mag-earn ng interest yung deposit mo. Or pwede rin monthly. Okay? Your deposit can earn interest monthly. But normally, taon, annual, quarterly, pwedeng semi-annual, pwedeng monthly mag-earn ng interest. Ayan. So, ito yung, so pwede siyang ano to guys, ulitin natin pag sinabing interest, pwedeng ikaw ang nag-invest, interest income, or ikaw ang nangutang, interest expense. So either way, pwede magbayad ka annually or pwede mangolekta ka annually. Income, interest income or interest expense. Now, the interest rate or represented by letter I. This is the growth rate of your money over the lifetime of the investment. Ilang percent ang ilalago ng pera mo. And normally, it is stated in percentage. So pwede siyang 8%. Okay, 8% is equivalent to 0.08 decimal. Kasi normally, pag sinabing rate of interest, it is automatic. It is in percent. So, pag sinabing 12%, that is 1 year. 12% in 1 year. Pag sinabing 4%, it is understood, it is good for 1 year. Pwede natin banggitin na it is good for 1 year automatic. Ang percentage rate of interest is always stated that is equivalent or that is given or that assume that it is the interest for 1 year. Right? Kapag ng bangko ay nagbigay sa ilang percent, 5%, ibig sabihin, 5% sa loob ng isang taon. And you just convert the percent. Example, 8%. Pag nag-multiply ka, you convert first the 8% into 0.08. Okay? Pag 5%, so 0.05. Pag 10%, so 0.10. Pag 1%, so 0.01. So, di ba, we just move decimal point 2 places to the left pag nag-convert tayo before mag-multiply. So, don't multiply yung principal by 8%. Convert mo muna yung 8 into decimal or 0.08. Understood ha? Lahat? Convert muna. Alright? So, interest can be computed based on the following. No? Pwede siyang, sabi ko kanina, you can compute the interest monthly. Ibig sabihin, every month, nag-compute ka ng interest. Or pwede siyang semi-annual, pwede siyang quarterly, pwede siyang annually. So, pag monthly, every month. So, pag nagbigay ng interest yung bangko, automatic, i-divide mo siya sa 12. Diba sabi natin kanina, pag sinabi ng bangkong 12%, it means 12% sa isang taon. So, if you want to get the interest monthly, you divide the 12% by 12. So, ibig sabihin, isang buwan, 1%. Kasi, 12% divided by 12. So, bawat buwan, that is 1%. Basta, tandaan natin, ang interest rate is stated annually. That is good for 1 year or isang taon. If you want to get yung monthly, divide sa 12. The same thing, pag semi-annual, semi-annual, it means every 6 months you are computing the interest. Or every 6 months you are earning interest. So, pag may interest rate na binigay yung bangko, sabi mo, 6%. Understood, that is for 1 year. You will divide the 6% by 2. Bakit 2? Kasi sa isang taon, merong 2 semi-annual. Ang semi-annual, di ba, every 6 months. So, isang taon, 2 beses mag-compute ng interest. So, divide the interest rate by 2. So, ibig sabihin, bawat semi-annual, 3%. Alright? And you can also compute the interest rate quarterly. Pag sabing quarterly, every 3 months. Right? So, di ba ang first quarter, January to March. Second quarter, April to June. Third quarter, July to September. Last quarter is October to December. So, every 3 months, no? So, ibig sabihin, pag 6% bawat taon, i-divide mo ng 4 yung interest rate na 6%. Kasi sa isang taon, mayroong 4 na quarters. So, bawat quarter, di ba, 6% isang taon, divided by 4. So, 1.5% bawat quarter ang iyong ma-earn na interest. O pag annual, understood, no? Annually, it means every year or every 12 months, you compute the interest. So, yung 6% kanina, automatic, that is good for 1 annual. So, divide the interest rate by 1. So, 6% pag annual, 6% bawat taon ang interest rate mo. For example, ito naman 12%. Sabi ng bangko, 12% ang interest rate. Di ba understood? 12% is good for 1 year. So, if monthly, 12% divided by 12, so 1% per month. If semi-annual, 12% divided by 2, so 6% bawat semi-annual. When pag quarterly, 12% divided by 4, so 3% per quarter. Pag annually, 12% divided by 1, so 12% per annum. Sa ganung pagkuha ng interest rate per period. Kasi per period, kasi pwede ka mag-earn ng interest, hindi palaging isang taon na. So compounding, you can earn interest per period, per month, per semi-annual, per quarter, or per annual. Okay, so let's move on. Ito sample lang, Future value of a single deposit. So assume that you have deposit today 1,000 pesos. compound interest is 7% for 2 years. 7% means bawat taon ay 7%. Ay 2 taon. Right? So 1,000 mo ngayon, magkano ang kanyang value after 2 years. So after 2 years, yan ang iyong future value. Right? After 2 taon nakaraan, magkano pera mo? Siyempre, mas mataas yung kanyang amount kaysa sa present value. Okay? That is the future value ng iyong pera. Sampulan natin. Ayan. 1,000, 2 taon. So, ang formula natin, ganito, no? 1,000, ito naman ay, sabi natin kanina, yung compound interest tapos simple interest sa unang taon, pareho ang yung makukuha mong interest. Right? So, ang computation natin ng future value, pag siya ng future value, no? Magkano ang pera mo after 1 year or after 2 years? So, 1,000 multiplied by 1.07. Okay? So, nakuha yung 1. Automatic guys, yung 1 ay fix yan. Palagi meron kang 1. Okay? Tapos ang 0.07, saan nakuha yung 0.07? Ito ba 7%? 7% convert first into decimal. Ang 7% equivalent, ang decimal is 0.07. So, ilagay mo dito, 0.07. Then you multiply straight. So, 1,000 multiplied by 1.07. You will get 1,070. Ibig sabihin, ang future value ng pera mo after 1 year ay 1,070 pesos. Pagkano interest na earn mo? 70. Kasi yung deposit may 1,000, tapos ang future value niya after 1 year is 1,070. So it means meron kang 70 pesos na na-earn na interest. You earn 70 pesos interest on your 1,000 sa unang taon. Okay? Right? Sa first year mo. Diba sabi natin, 2 taon to eh. So bawat taon, kino-compute may interest. Right? Sa unang taon, 70 pesos. Right? Sa unang taon, pag kinumpute mo yan, using simple, pareho lang makukuha mo. The same amount of interest you will earn under simple interest. O, diba kanina pinakita natin, diba? Sa unang taon, pareho lang ang makukuha nyong interest. Simple or compound, pareho lang. Pantay, no? Kaya dito, pag kinumpute mo yan using simple interest formula, 70 pesos din ang makukuha mo. Sa unang taon lang, ha? Unang taon lang. Okay, so tingnan natin sa susunod na taon. Diba 2 taon? Na-compute natin yung para sa unang taon. Na magkano naman sa sunod na taon or on the second year? O tingnan natin. Pangalawang taon na tayo guys. Tingnan natin. Sa unang taon, ito yun, 1,070. Diba ang ating future value? Magkano ang interest na earn mo? 70. Okay? Now, sa pangalawang taon, future value 2 means second year. 1,000 multiplied by 1.07 and another 1.07. So, back 2 parenthesis. Kasi nga, 2 taon na yung ating kino-compute. Right? So, 1,000 multiplied by 1.07, you will get 1,144.90. Ito yung pera mo pagkatapos ng 2 taon. Okay? So, bago ng interest na nakuha mo, 144.90 pesos. After 2 years, nag-earn ka ng compound interest na 144.90. Paano nakuha? Di ba future value mo 1,144, baka ang deposit mo 1,000. So, minus mo lang yan. And you will get your compound interest. Right? Very simple na. Simple, ano yan? Example. So, tingnan natin kung meron tayo mas Mas complicated pang sample of compound interest ito. Okay. Ang ating ano dito, monthly, 10,000. 10,000 pesos. To be compounded monthly. Interest rate is, ayan guys 10,000 yung ating principal. To be compounded monthly. Tapos ang interest na binigay sa atin is 24%. So once again, 24% is good for 1 year. Ibig sabihin, 24% bawat taon. Monthly yung ating compound interest. Ibig sabihin, bawat month, magkukompute ka ng interest. Right? So, solution natin. Unang gagawin natin, magkano ang interest bawat buwan? So, 24% divided by 12. Kasi monthly. Right? Tapos, ilang period, ilang beses magkukompute ng interest? 12 months. Right? Kasi bawat month, magkukompute ka. Isang taon. So, 1 year times 12 months. So, 12 months ka magkukompute ng interest. 12 months ka maglalagay ng parenthesis. Okay? So, pag binultiply mo yan, 10,000 times 1.02. Okay, sir, saan ako yung 1.02? Once again, yung 1 is always present. No? Palaging may 1 dyan. Tapos, 0.02. Saan ako yung 0.02? Ito. 2% bawat month, diba? Then you convert the 2% into decimal point. Into decimal number pala. 2.02. Din lang beses. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 kasi, 12 times ang ating period. Then you multiply straight. 10,000 times 1.02 times 1.02 times 1.02 times 1.02 hanggang mamultiply mo ng 12 times yung 10,000. Right? So pag na-multiply mo na yan 12 times, ang sagot, you check sa inyong calculator. Ang product is 12,682. Yan tinatawag natin compound amount. After 1 year daw, compounded monthly, ang yung future value ay 12,680. Okay? So, sir, magkano interest? O, di minus mo lang yung 10,000. Magkano investment mo? 10,000. Minus. Magkano difference? 2,682. So, ang compound interest ay 2,682. Huwag malito ang compound amount ay yung 12,682. Ang compound interest ay yung 2,682. Alright? I-compare natin. Pag compound interest sa ating ginamit, ang compound interest ay 2,682. Pero pag simple interest ang ating ginamit, ang interest mo ay 2,400 lang. O yung sinasabi ko kanina, sa pangalawang taon, medyo lumalamang na ang interest pag ang ginamit mo ay compound compared sa simple interest. O 2,682 versus 2,400. Right? Itong sinasabi natin kanina, habang tumatagal, lumalamang na ng konti yung compound interest method. Alright? So, ayan, Pag monthly, matagal ang computation kasi every month mag-compute ka So pag 2 years pala yan, 24 times ka mag-compute. Medyo matagal yun. Okay, so sample. Ayan pag annually, pag interest ang gusto makuha, divide by 12. Pag quarterly, divide by 4. Pag semi-annual, divide by 2. Pag monthly, divided by 12. Pag interest ang gusto mong makuha. Pag period naman, kung ilang period ang gagamitin, pag annually, multiply by 1. Pag quarterly, multiply by 4. Pag semi-annual, multiply by 2. Example. So pag ang investment ay 2 taon, tapos annually, so 2 years multiply by 1. Pero pag quarterly, 2 years multiply by 4. Pag semi-annual, 2 years multiply by 2. Yung sagot, yung product ay yung tinatawag nating number of period. Or yun ang dami ng parenthesis na yung gagamitin. Right? O sige, ito ay sample pa, no? Ang principal ay, pag sa principal, yung deposit, no? 570,000 to be compounded every 6 months. O pag every 6 months, it means semi-annual. Alright? The interest rate given is 14%. Tapos, 3 taon magtatagal yung investment. Question, unang tanong. How much is the compound amount? How much is the compound interest? O, alam natin kanina, di ba, saan yung compound? O, baka malito ha. Saan yung compound? Saan yung compound amount? Or alin yung compound interest? Right. O, every 6 months, unang gawin natin, yung 14% na interest, that is good for 1 year. So, bawat semi-annual pala, ilan? So, divide the 14% by 2. Kasi sa isang taon, mayroong 2 semi-annual. Divide by 2. So, 7% bawat semi-annual. Sabihin, from January to June, 7%. From July to December, 7%. O, yan ang interest rate per period. Ha? Now, ilang beses or ilang period tayo mag-earn ng interest? Pag semi-annual, di ba? Yung 3 years, i-multiply mo ng 2. Right? So, 6 times mag-compute ng interest. Kasi 3 taon, tapos semi-annual, bawat isang taon, 2 beses sa 3 taon, 3 times 2. So, 6. Ibig sabihin, 6 na parenthesis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Yung 570,000, 1.07. Sa ano ko yung 0.07? Ito yung 7% kanina. Sabi natin, bawat period, 7% yung ating gagamiting interest. Then you convert 7% into decimal number. So, 0.07 yan. Kaya 0.07 lahat yan. Okay? And you multiply straight. Pag na-multiply mo na yan, ang sagot ay 855,416. Itong tinatawag nating compound amount. Okay? Then magkano compound interest? O, di minus mo yung principal. Diba ang compound amount mo 855? Magkano principal? Pag ang deposit mo 570,000. Kasi minus mo lang siya. 855 minus 570, that is 285, no? So, ang compound interest mo ay 285,416.30. Right? Dapat ba tayo? Hanapin natin. Kala na. Ito, investment. Investment is 120,000 to be compounded quarterly for 2 years at 16%. So, yung tanong ganun din, no? Magkano ang compound amount? Magkano ang compound interest? Alright? O, mental natin. 16% automatic, that is the rate of interest sa loob ng isang taon or isang taon yan. Pang isang taon yan, 16%. To be compounded quarterly. Di ba pag quarterly, sa loob ng isang taon, 4 na beses ka mag-compute kasi may 4 na quarters sa loob ng isang taon. 16% divided by 4. Sa interest per period is 4%. First quarter, 4%. Second quarter, 4%. Third quarter, 4%. Okay? Now, ang next mong alamin, ilang beses mag-compute ng interest. 2 taon yan. Tapos quarterly. Ibig sabihin yan, 8 times ka mag-compute ng interest. O paano nakuha? 2 years multiplied by 4. O tulad kanina dito, di ba? Pag quarterly, 2 years multiplied by 4. So that is 8. Sa 4 na beses mag-compute ng interest. So meron kang, not 8 times mag-compute ng interest. That is 2 years multiplied by 4 quarterly. So 8 times, no? 8 times mag-compute ng interest. Ibig sabihin, 8 parenthesis ang iyong gagamitin. Okay? Anong laman ng parenthesis? 1.04. So nakuha yung 0.04. That is the decimal equivalent of 4%. Okay? So 120,000 multiplied by 1.04, 8 parenthesis ang iyong i-multiply sa 120,000 to get the compound amount. Pag nakuha ng compound amount, padili nang kunin ng compound interest kasi ima-minus mo lang yung principal na 120,000 pesos. So itong number 2, you work on this, guys, no? Subukan magkano makuha niyo sa number 2. So following the number 1 computation. Kaya lang 8 parenthesis ang gagamitin for number 2. Right? So I know this one is the last slide. So hoping that you guys got something sa ating pag-compute ng compound interest. Ito gagamitin niyo sa future work niyo, banking or lending or borrowing. And I would like to credit Google for the images used in this presentation. Right? And with that, guys, I would like to thank you for subscribing sa aking channel. And this has been Dr. Cortez signing off. And welcome again sa aking mga future video recordings. And until next time, guys, bye everyone.